Today I've decided to do a reading vlog. This is both to encourage me to actually try and read today since I've got nothing else to do, but also just to share because I really enjoy watching other people's reading vlogs. So this is probably going to be a little bit more casual than some of my other videos because I'm mostly just going to be casually talking to the camera throughout the day as I try to get through a book. But it's about 12:30 on my day off, so I've got nothing else to do except to read unless I actually start writing something, but I know myself and I know that I'm not going to write anything, so I may as well read. So I thought, why not try and be productive today and try and read about 200 pages, I think is good. I would say that I would aim to read an entire book, but I don't want it to be a crazy high goal that I'll never be able to reach, because it really just depends on my attitude that day and how fast I get tired of having to actually use my brain to see if I can actually read a book in one day. So 200 seems like a pretty good goal. Now, I actually don't have that many physical books, mostly just what you see in the background, because a lot of my books are ebooks on my phone or stuff I get from the library, which I use my phone to read, but I use my phone to record, so I have to read a physical book today. So let's go over there and I'll sort of pick out I think 2 or 3 books, because sometimes I just get bored of a book or I'm not that interested in it. So I'm going to give myself options and I'll either read 200 from one pages or 80 from 3. This is my bookshelf. I actually reorganized it recently. It used to be color coordinated, which I really liked. And then I decided, because I got bored, to just organize it by surname alphabetically. So everything's a different color and a different shape. But while I actually initially hated how this looked because it looked so put together at last minute, I actually really like it now. It's growing on me because it looks like a proper library that nothing matches. And I have not read most of these books. To be honest, I've probably not even read half of them, which is really bad. And honestly, I keep telling myself not to buy any more books because I'm really far behind on the ones I actually do own. But a lot of the books I get now are secondhand, so they're not that expensive, which is how I keep justifying it. But really, I think I do need to stage an intervention and just stop and actually try and read at least 3/4 of the books on my shelves. By the way, any freehand shots are going to be so shaky. I have no strength in my wrists. Today, the books that I want to read, probably this one. I see this one occasionally, although it's been out for years, so it's probably not super trendy. But I've heard decent things about it and most people seem to enjoy it. The first young adult mystery book that I really read was Truly Devious earlier in the year, and I didn't necessarily love it, but I want to keep giving the genre a go because I thought the premise was really good. Another option is Frankly in Love by David Yoon. I bought this about a year ago purely because Jesse the Reader said he enjoyed it, so I bought it and meant to read it immediately, and then I think I got 3 pages in and gave up, so this is another option. What I do want to get round to reading is Loveless by Alice Oseman. I bought this book immediately once I figured it was about an asexual protagonist, and I do think I own Radio Silence and maybe Solitaire on my phone. But I've never actually read a full Alice Oseman novel, but I have been reading Heartstopper for years, basically since it started, which is the webcomic following Nick and Charlie after Solitaire, and I really enjoy that, so I'm really excited to read this. I just never get round to it, so I will be adding this to the pile. So this is what our options are today. We have Loveless, which I do believe is a slice of life / coming of age. Frankly in Love, which is sort of a young adult rom-com, I think, also about family relationships and expectations. And One of Us is Lying, which I assume is a murder mystery or something like that, so I'm kind of interested in that. So I'm actually very excited for all 3 of them, and I do expect to like all 3 of them. It's just the expectation of actually having to read now that I'm recording it. I think I'm going to start with the one that I'm most excited for, which is Loveless, but also the length of it kind of scares me a little bit. But first, I'm going to make myself some lunch. This is my dog, Coco. She's very cute, but she is a little bit older, so she's deaf and blind mostly. But my lunchtime is basically her time to get fed, go out, have a drink and everything, but she's always asleep, so I have to wake her up and I feel so bad doing it. Hello. Hi. Hello. Good afternoon. Ready to go out? Good girl. Hello. I think the last book I said that I had read in my wrap-up was Truly Devious. I've read 3 other books since. So since I filmed my wrap-up, I think it was like a month or maybe 2 months ago, I have gotten through 3 books. One of them was Resistance, which I said that I wanted to read, which was about the war and about a Jewish girl in the war joining a rebellion group. It was alright. Then I did a blind date with the book, which I posted a video for last week, and I didn't really enjoy it. And then actually just yesterday, I'm literally staring at nothing. I can't focus on 2 things at once. And literally just yesterday, I actually finished an audiobook from my library. It's called We Are Not Free, and it's about the lives of like young Japanese Americans living in America during the height of like anti-Japanese sentiment during World War II. And it's actually like really good. I really enjoyed it. I ended up like rounding it up to a 5. So like if you want to read a fictional book about the lives of young Japanese Americans during the war, I would recommend that one. Did enjoy that one quite a bit. We have potato bread. It is completely frozen, but I'm sure the toaster will fix that right up. Or not, because I can't even tear it apart. No, I'm just gonna leave that in the oven for a few minutes to sort of defrost for a bit before I start cooking the rest of my lunch. I'm thinking of like potato bread and eggs, absolute classic. Might throw some beans on for fun, for protein. So I think reading is very interesting because it's something that I really enjoy and love, but sometimes it does exhaust me. Does anyone else like understand that or feel that? Because is it just me? Am I lazy or like depressed maybe? But like sometimes if I read a book, I feel like I need a couple of days to recover from having to use so much energy to read a book, and that's bad because it really doesn't take that much energy to like flip a page or click a screen. So I read most of my books just laying down in bed because I've got the posture of a slug. So as much as I want to say that I read at my desk, which I did intend to, I actually can't for more than about 10 minutes before my back starts to ache because I'm 24 and apparently my spine has just decided that that's the perfect age to just give up. So I'm gonna start with Loveless and I'll read the back. It was all sinking in. I'd never had a crush on anyone. No boys, no girls, not a single person I'd ever met. What did that mean? Georgia has never been in love, never kissed anyone, never had a crush. But as a fanfic-obsessed romantic, she's sure she'll find her person one day. As she starts university, Georgia makes a plan to find love. But when her actions wreak havoc among her friends, she questions why romance seems so easy for other people, yet not for her. With new terms thrown around at her, asexual, aromantic, Georgia is more uncertain about her feelings than ever. Is she destined to remain loveless, or has she been looking for the wrong thing all along? This book sounds absolutely perfect and extremely relatable. I'm very excited to read it. So remember, our aim is 200 pages. This book itself is double that, with like 400 and something. Frankly in Love is also about 400. And One of Us is Lying is about 360, so they're all similar lengths. So I chose Loveless because it sounded the most interesting to me, but because reading it was rather impulsive, I didn't look up Alice Oseman's pronouns, and I feel awful now because as I'm editing, I now know that Alice goes by she, they. I accidentally used the wrong pronouns throughout, so I will be dubbing over them with what I hope is the right usage. I really should have looked them up once I knew I would be talking about Loveless, but I just got so distracted with the book and recording, but I'll make sure to do better next time because misgendering or misreferring to anyone is the absolute last thing I would want to do, and I really hope I didn't offend anyone. So next time I talk about Alice Oseman, I'll be sure to use she, they whenever I talk about them, and I'll try to make sure that I'm always using the right pronouns for people. Seriously, misgendering absolutely sucks and I feel awful that I was part of it. I just didn't even think to look it up. But I am sorry and I'm going to try not to do it again. But I guess let's just get back to the reading vlog. Well, so far I've been reading for not that long. I'm about 50 or 60 pages in. I would say I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit, which is really good because I was scared that I wouldn't for some reason. The style is rather simple, but honestly, like it's really easy to read, and the characters so far, I like all of them. It's very relatable. It's an interesting story. Part of me thought that it would be nice if I could sit outside and read a bit today, since it is coming to like the middle of May. I thought that it would be nice enough outside for me to do that. But the answer is a no, that's not happening because it was raining earlier and it keeps going on and off with random showers and it's really grey. I've actually had to even close my window, which I haven't done in a good few weeks, so we're going to be stuck inside my room for the rest of the day. So it's now 4:20, and you might be thinking, like, how is the reading coming along? The answer is I read 100 pages, was really enjoying it, and then I stopped to watch a YouTube video, and now it's been about an hour and I'm still watching YouTube videos. I also made one TikTok and then immediately took it down because I felt so embarrassed about it. So that's how my social media expansion is going. Maybe in a year and a half I'll post a TikTok. It's so embarrassing. I don't know what it is. Like, I just feel so self-conscious anytime that I have to do anything. But so far, my thoughts on the book, I'm about a quarter of the way through actually. Super easy to get through. I really like the writing style. And usually with like slice of life and coming of age and stuff like that, there are times that I'm not that interested, like contemporary fiction, but this one honestly is speaking to me on such a personal level that it's honest, like every single page makes me nostalgic from my first year in university, and it reminds me so much of my childhood. Like, it's not just that it's easy to read, and I think it's really well written, it makes me fond of the book. So far, I'm actually really enjoying it. There it is, that beautiful weather. So, just as I was about to go on a walk, it has in fact started raining. So that's not happening. Guess it really will just be clips of me sitting in my room. So I am here, 98 pages in, just under 100. It didn't take that long to read, but it has started raining. It's actually like beautiful and sunny outside, but it keeps just randomly clouding over and raining as if it's not mid-May and like it's supposed to be nice. Apparently not. Instead, I am continuing to sit here and I'm just changing the camera angle occasionally in order to just make it feel like it's not as bad as this whole vlog actually is. It always gets a lot nicer just before nighttime here for like no reason at all other than just to like laugh in your face that you weren't able to do anything all day because it sucked. I am now tired. I am in a food slump. We had Chinese for dinner, chow mein. We eat very early in this household, like 5:30 in the afternoon. I also had a bit of a headache earlier and then I drank some water and I realised I'm probably just dehydrated, so should probably be drinking more water. I did also originally plan to read like Frankly in Love and One of Us is Lying because I just genuinely thought that like I was not going to have the attention span at all today to read one book, but actually I am enjoying Loveless a lot. I know I'm not getting through it like that fast. That's because I read for like 30 minutes and then I take like a 2 hour break, which aren't that exciting, and also I'm using my phone for, so I can't even record it to like put in this vlog, which is probably so boring. I'm so sorry. I don't really know how to vlog or what makes a vlog exciting. Hopefully that will improve as I continue making videos, but like sorry if you're here for vlog number 1. So that's about how far I am in. It's just under half. They've just joined the Shakespeare Society. It's very exciting. Definitely didn't do any of that whenever I was in university. Didn't join any societies. Actually, no, I tell a lie. I did join the badminton club whenever I was in first year. Me and one of the girls I lived with, we sort of like joined the badminton club together, but I think I only ended up going for like 3 or 4 weeks because basically the way it was structured was you already had to have a badminton partner to play badminton with, because the way it was organized was kind of like a whoever runs onto the court fastest after the last game is over gets it, which for me, who has a lot of trouble making friends and talking to people, I basically played about 3 games of badminton in like the 7 hours of club that I was there, so I just like never went back. And wasn't that story just thrilling? I'm really opening up. You're getting to know me so much, so well. Be prepared to answer a quiz at the end.
exist. He is a life form with neither the ambition nor the intelligence to make decisions, and yet the world bends to his will.
So I fell asleep and it's now 20 to 10, so I've definitely missed out on at least 2.5 hours of reading. So I'm still at page 150. This is a little worrying to me because my mom came home yesterday with like the flu, so I'm a bit worried that I have now been infected and I will be getting sick. So I need to actually like try and get reading a little bit so I can at least read my 200-page minimum, and then I'll sort of give my sum up feelings. So just ignore how loud my fan was. I didn't realise that until I was editing the footage and it sounds like there's a hurricane in my room. But this is just a short clip to show I was reading, I guess. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I think the fact that obviously Alice Oseman is from the UK and pretty much all of their books, I assume, are set in the UK. I think that honestly just makes this book 1,000 times better. Not only is it making me so nostalgic for my own first year at university and like my childhood, I guess, but also just like lines like this. "Here we are," said Sunil, smiling. "We had reached a red door leading into one of Durham's many old Dickensian buildings. I looked at the shop it was connected to. Greg's?" Sunil snorted. "Yes, Georgia, we're having our society formal dinner at Greg's." I love that because one, honestly, like Greg's is so good that I wouldn't even question it if someone said let's have a party at Greg's. And two, honestly, Greg's is such like a core concept of university life in the UK that like I'm pretty sure I ate at Greg's like at least 2 times a week for the 3 years I was in university the first time. And it's just like little jokes and offhands like that that really bring it to life for me, and I'm having so much fun reading it. It is now pitch black outside. It is almost 11 o'clock at night and I only have like 25 pages of my book left. So I have been reading it on and off for a couple of hours. I don't have that much left, so I'm definitely going to finish it tonight and I will update you when I finish it, but I just thought, I should let you know roughly how much time has passed. But even though I haven't finished it, I doubt it's going to go downhill randomly in the last 25 pages, and I'm pretty sure that anyone can more or less tell what my feelings are for the book, which is so far that I have been really enjoying it, but I will try and give a slightly more comprehensive review at the end. Also, my fan has been on for like the last few hours, which I'm sure you can just hear in the background, and I know it's ridiculous because it's only like 13 degrees outside. It's really not that warm, but my room honestly just like collects every single heat atom that is in this house is in my bedroom. Like it's constantly like boiling in this room and I don't understand why, so ignore the fan. So it's 11:30 and I have just finished reading Solitaire. I wasn't actually expecting at all to get through a full book today. I genuinely thought 200 pages was kind of a high bar and that I'd be lucky if I managed to get through it. And I know that I haven't like been showing me reading a lot. I'm just not sure how much is too much of that because it's kind of boring just watching me flip through some pages to music or whatever. But this book I really enjoyed. I'm not sure if that was obvious from the fact that literally 50 pages in I was saying how much I was enjoying it. But honestly, like I came to the end and I just kept reading, like the acknowledgements, the resources, all the little advertisements for Alice Oseman's other books, because I just didn't want to stop reading. Like I'm so happy I read this. Like honestly, I think that this book is amazing. I have never read a contemporary young adults book, slice of life, coming of age, whatever, that I actually have enjoyed as much ever, which seems ridiculous, but like I honestly feel happy having just read this. I didn't want to put it down. Like yeah, sure, I fell asleep for 3 hours, but you know what, I can't control that. I get tired easily. But like I'm very excited now to read Alice Oseman's other things. I can't believe that I have reached my mid-20s at this point and I've never read anything from them before. Style of writing, it's just so easy to read, and I knew that because I've been reading Heartstopper online for years on Tumblr, and I knew that Alice Oseman could make really likable characters and a really interesting story just about the characters existing. But I thought that it would be different from reading a webcomic to actually reading a book that is entirely text, but really it isn't. Alice has just like a really great voice that transfers really easily to other mediums. Georgia is one of the most relatable protagonists I have ever seen in a book at all. I like every single character in this book. They're all completely flawed, but they're also great people. I loved the fact that this book placed a huge emphasis on platonic relationships and love, which is obviously because it's about the main character coming to terms with asexuality. So a lot of it is about her platonic relationships and how important those are to her. There is some drama as expected, but like considering it's 400 pages long, I genuinely never got tired of it. I really don't know what else to say. Like, I'll probably do a reading wrap up and talk a little bit more about the plot and my feelings about it there. And pretty much anything you need to know about the plot is in the blurb which I read earlier, so I don't want to spoil anything too much. But I definitely think that I will be leaving this one a 5-star rating just because I enjoyed reading it so much. And honestly, the fact that I was able to finish it in one day I think speaks volumes about the fact that I just had fun reading it. I feel a little bit bad that I didn't even look at Frankly in Love or One of Us is Lying, despite the fact I picked both of them up as options to read. But once I had decided to give Loveless a go, I think it was pretty obvious to me that like that was the one that I really wanted to finish. But since I know that I have at least a radio silence on my phone, I will definitely be reading that soon. I say, but once again, remember the fact that I say that and then never do it, but I definitely want to because I just think that I would love to read more of Alice Oseman's work, and I genuinely would say that like no matter what your age, because I'm 24 and the main character in this is like 18, 19, but it really genuinely brought me back to whenever I was 18 and 19, and it's not just because Alice Oseman is from the UK and so a lot of the university first year stuff was so relatable to my university first year, but parts of it genuinely I was like, did Alice Oseman stalk me? Like, it was so similar to stuff I've done, which I've obviously just added to my enjoyment of it because it was something that I could totally imagine. I think that even if you like never went to university or are from a different country and so your experience was different or whatever, I think honestly there's so much in this book to relate to and to enjoy, so no matter what I would recommend it to pretty much anyone that is even slightly interested in the idea of a story about an aromantic asexual protagonist, or even just like a coming of age slice of life, learning about yourself and the world around you and developing like great friendships. I think that it is really worth reading, and that's saying something because I usually don't necessarily love contemporary young adult, but like this is getting 5 stars from me. I guess that's more or less it for my reading vlog today. I managed to hit my goal and I also managed to finish a whole book which I really enjoyed, so that's 2 5 stars back to back, which is great. That's me talking about the book over, and I guess this is more or less the end of the reading vlog. Like, I finished reading my book. I could maybe go on to read another one, but it's almost midnight and I'm a little bit tired despite the fact I had a 3-hour nap, so like I don't really have much else to say. So I guess like if you made it this far, even though I have no idea if any of the random pieces of footage I like actually recorded will edit into any form of comprehensive video, then thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback on how to like make another reading vlog, like less talking randomly, more recording of me reading, less recording of me reading, and if you did enjoy it and want to see other content like this, even though this is a bit more casual than my usual sort of like random other ones, then please like and subscribe. It really does help a lot, and it feels weird saying that because I've never actually had to say that at the end of a video before, but like everything I read keeps telling me to and it seems weird, but I'm gonna try and keep saying and make it till it sounds normal. But even so, even just watching, thank you so much, and I guess I might see you next week with some other random idea, but thank you for watching. Bye.